Welcome back to On the Record. We're here at the CompTIA Breakaway event in Las Vegas, and I'm here with Greg Van der Walker, who is the General Manager and Senior Vice President and General Manager for, well, you can read it up here, for Great America. Traditionally you were a leasing company, and basically you sort of still are, but let's go through and talk about what you actually do, because for channel partners, it's a real important service.
I mean, certainly. We are a traditional finance company. We provide leasing on hardware. But what we really do in the IT space, particularly for managed service providers, is give them a hardware as a service option. When you look at hardware as a service that's in the industry, the solution provider, they're taking the risk, they're using their cash flow, they're using their credit lines, and that's too much risk for them to take after a certain amount of time. We have the ability to use our money and use our risk so that they can provide the hardware as a service to the customer, layer in their service software in a one invoice solution where the customer really is getting the total solution, one contract, one invoice, but the solution provider doesn't have the risk. We take that risk. And we've helped a lot of solution providers, replace their hardware as a service with their risk and shifting it to us.
So basically what you're saying is you're letting them first of all, they don't have to wake up in the morning sweating about a company that's going out of business or whatever it is. That's your responsibility.
That's correct.
You guys get to do the sweating.
That's right.
And realistically, even more importantly, it lets them concentrate on what their job is and let an expert concentrate on what they're doing.
It really is. And when you buy into that concept, what we've seen, average deal size get bigger, because solution providers will typically ask for a check for the hardware. And sometimes that gets to be a pretty big number. And then a customer has to make a choice. Well, what do I want to do? Can I get the whole solution today, or do I have to wait till next fiscal year to get more budget money? Where if you're selling a monthly payment on everything, you can see the deal sizes go up, and you can see the decision-making cycle shrink.
There's more to it than that, because the other reason is that sometimes the channel partner won't have the ability to get more money, so he's going to have to try to shrink it on his customer. And so, one, he's not making as much money, and two, customers will be able to walk away and say, well, you know what, I want the whole thing, and either go across the street and get somebody else to do it for him, or wait a year, or whatever it happens to be. But it's just not working no matter which way you put it.
Right, and we have the ability on those bigger deals where maybe their credit is maxed out at a distributor. We can pay the distributor directly for the hardware, so it doesn't use up their lines of credit with the distributor, or they're going to their bank. We can pre-fund the hardware piece of those transactions quite often, so it helps their cash flow. And again, we're good at risk, so let us handle the risk. Let the solution provider do what they do best, and that's fixing end users' problems.
Now, so how do they get their money? Do they get, like, when they make the sale, then they get their money right away, don't they?
Absolutely. So anything they would traditionally get paid cash for up front, we're going to be the one paying them the cash. The things that they traditionally get on a monthly recurring revenue, we'll handle all the billing and collecting of those items, and they'll continue to get that on a MRR basis.
So then the traditional problem is, or sometimes what happens quite often, I guess, is somebody says yes to the deal, they get everything, and then they want to send it back or something like that. How does that work?
Well, when we're involved, we can help avoid that. Particularly when it's a long project, we get the customer to sign a contract, and we let them know in advance that, listen, when you sign this, there's no turning back. So a lot of the times when there's always problems that occur in an installation, and this forces the customer to really deal in a honest way with the reseller, because they can't get out of that contract. And so this is a way to help the reseller secure those deals.
Yeah, so it's a win-win for everybody, even for the at the end user level. it's easier for their customers to say yes to a deal.
Yes.
They can get more of what they need. They can get that quicker. The whole process speeds up. From the partner's point of view, it just makes the whole life so much less stressful. And you've been doing, because I see you at every show we go to, you guys have been in this long enough to know that most of these guys don't have a whole lot of money to put out on the line, whereas as a company, you guys are probably a whole lot larger than just about anybody here.
Well, we are about 1.3 billion in assets, and so we've been doing this a long time. We focus exclusively on technology, so we understand the channel, their struggles, and we can help. And so it's just a great marriage between us and CompTIA and the resellers that show up here in the whole managed service industry.
Terrific. Been a pleasure.
Thank you.